testament of my belief in the commitment of the new direction government. As you are all aware, we made 5 significant promises to the people of this country, known as the Big 5 Game Changers. Feed Sierra Leone was number 1, human capital development, youth employment scheme, technology and infrastructure initiative, and revamping the public service architecture. Because of this, His Excellency was overwhelmingly elected by the people of this country to fulfill these promises. As you can see, among the Big 5 game changers, Feed Sierra Leone is the number 1 priority, and incidentally, our gathering here today for distinguished battle to feed Sierra Leone. No one can do this better than women. Women in Agriculture Network Sierra Leone, our president is the man who has come to emancipate and advance women and girls in Sierra Leone. We now know that no one can abuse our children with impunity, because the consequences, we know what will happen through the Hands of Our Girls campaign. We now have the Hands of Our Girls campaign to enlighten our kids. We have the state of emergency on rape, which the president actually declared, the establishment of the one-stop centers, and the creation of the sexual offences model courts are all initiatives that have made Sierra Leone the envy of other African nations. The enactment of the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Act of 2022 is the icing on the cake. Under his leadership, we have enshrined in our laws that women should have the same opportunities as men in every aspect of life, and we continue to progressively empower them to enjoy these rights. Today, for the purpose of this workshop, I would like the Women in Agriculture Network to consider the following key messages from His Excellency the President. 1. Recognition and amplification of women's contribution to agricultural sector. The role women play in agriculture is unparalleled, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. In Sierra Leone, more than 70% of women are involved in agriculture and produce the majority of the food, and very heavily involved in this, which I am sure will extend opportunities to more women and affiliated groups. Let us break the barriers. I want to recognize and appreciate UN Women and other partners of the Women in Agriculture Network for this initiative that we are here for today. And the other thing that I would want to bring, I think this is for the Minister of Agriculture, is training and capacity building in agricultural practices. In our first term, when I say in our, you voted for Mother Bio, but you get one free. So it's Mother Bio you voted for, and then you get one free. In our first term, we prioritize free quality education for all in Sierra Leone for obvious reasons. This was deliberate and with the intention to influence and advance productions and economic growth in all sectors, including agriculture. Additionally, there are now attractive vocational training programs through the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education and other affiliated institutions, including STADEP and Solidaridad, among others, for value chain addition and promotion, improve agricultural practice, machine operations, aquaculture, and the acquisition of the necessary agricultural skills to enhance high-quality crop production and yield. Therefore, I urge and encourage the Women in Agriculture Network to make a deliberate and conscious decision to prioritize all women, people with disability, and youth in ensuring they reach their fullest potential when it comes to agriculture. Ensuring food security through strategic planning. The concept of Feed Sierra Leone is not a fallacy, but we are poised to make it a reality. As you all are aware, My husband is known as presidentbio president. So please ensure that the strategic plan you produce from this workshop contributes to the making Fix Sierra Leone a reality. Make your strategic plan very smart, ensure your theory of change is convincing, set well-defined goals accompanied by strategic objectives with variable indicators and realistic targets. We are committed to fighting hunger and poverty, attaining gender equality and women's empowerment. Food security includes nutrition, which directly impacts the nation's health. Agriculture holds the greatest opportunity for women and youth in our country today. Together, we can address food security, ensure access to balanced diet, promote a healthy population, and strengthen the economic inclusivity. The final thing I want to talk about is as you know, the United Nations have actually appointed me as one of their eminent 8 people in the world, and I'm among that 8 as one of their eminent people in championing climate change and zero waste. The world is facing existential threats due to climate change, and as women, we must be at the forefront of environmental protection, because the effect of climate change, such as extreme drought, flooding, and global warming, affects us the most. Our traditional shift cultivation practices have eroded our forest lands with accompanying biodiversity and caused serious damage to our environment. Therefore, you must adapt climate-smart agricultural practices that will improve productivity while ensuring the protection of the environment and mitigating climate change. Making agriculture attractive to create employment and opportunity. This is very important for what we are here for today, because in most cases when you talk about agriculture or when you see magazines that involve agriculture, you will see a very old woman, a woman that, you'll be asking yourself, what is this woman doing on our magazine, when we as a nation should be looking after somebody as old as this woman. We need to make agriculture fashionable. We need to bring the young people into agriculture. We need to make young people see agriculture as not just a laborer job, but something that will give them the opportunity to change their lives, and something that will give them the chance to be self-sufficient and be able to take care of their family. Agriculture should be something that women should be proud of, and even governments, when they want to do anything, when they see a farmer, they have to respect a farmer. So let us bring respect into agriculture, and let us bring respect into the productivity of agriculture. In conclusion, I want to conclude by assuring you that the passing of the GIWI Act by the government of Sierra Leone under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency the President demonstrates a firm commitment to empowering and protecting women and girls in Sierra Leone. Your coming together with such initiative is a sure way to make the implementation of the GIWI Act smoother and more realistic. Women in Agriculture Network, please continue to engage at all times to ensure women are at the forefront of our national development interventions by scaling up women's economic empowerment initiatives, building the capacity of women to become agro-entrepreneurs, facilitating market linkages, and ensuring coordination between you and the government establishment. As the national champion in agriculture, I am committed to supporting this network because I believe women have the capacity to deliver on our presidentbio initiative if given the opportunity and the resources. Before I take my seat, I want to express my gratitude to all those who have supported the Women in Agriculture Network, the government of Sierra Leone, UN Women, and other development partners committed to supporting women's initiative in Sierra Leone. I now have the honor to declare this strategic planning workshop with the theme, Breaking Barriers for women's full engagement in agriculture to achieve food security open. But before I take my seat, before I also commit, the worst human crime is when you have the mic and not acknowledge your mother. That's a human crime. Let me acknowledge the presence of my mother, Madam Aissatou Jamil Kaba, who is here. And on behalf of the UN Women, I also want to acknowledge the Minister of Gender, because she purposely asked me to acknowledge you on her behalf, because you are her boss. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, and our national women's leader, Madam Hawafori, for attending this program. Thank you so very much. I am grateful.
Okay.